The New York Knicks just hit the mother load of good news. Let's talk about it. My name is Paul. This is Big Apple Sports. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you. Please just take a second, like, and subscribe. And then, as always, just comment below any thoughts you have on the Knicks, last night's game against the Bucks. How are you feeling about things? I just always enjoy talking basketball with you guys, so let me know your thoughts below. Last night, Knicks beat the Bucks. It's, nice solid win. They advance in the NBA Cup. They're going to play the Raptors. That's all fine and good. But I think the biggest thing from that game is it put the Knicks one step closer to the move that they're going to need to make if they want to win the NBA Finals. With that being said, the biggest part of that win last night is who the win was over. And this is an article from a Milwaukee Bucks website that is just breaking down, the Bucks are a dumpster fire right now. Giannis gets hurt, they lose all 5 games with him out. They've even won their last couple with him in. They talk about Doc Rivers needs to be on a scorching hot seat right now. His job is in jeopardy. And as Knicks fans, this is exactly what we wanted to see out of the Bucks. Of course, you all remember this offseason, Shams reported that the Knicks and the Bucks really did talk about a Giannis trade, that the Knicks are the team that Giannis wants to go to. His big focus right now is winning an NBA title. He has no interest in spending the prime of his career playing losing basketball for a losing team. And so then that begs the question, can the Knicks get a deal done? And Stephen A. Smith actually reported that he thinks the Knicks blew their chance to get Giannis because they overpaid for Mikal Bridges. 5 first-round picks for him was a lot. Not going to really get into whether I think they did overpay for him or not. You guys comment below. Let me know what you think. I do think, I have to highlight this just a second because this is absolutely absurd. I do think a part of Mikal Bridges' crazy expense is just his availability. Like this article said, the best ability is availability. In the era of load management and stars sitting out games, the guy has literally not missed a game his entire NBA career. He actually didn't even miss a game in college. Just unheard of. He's literally the modern day Cal Ripken Jr., but for basketball. Just unheard of health and availability. And so I think that does add into his value. Just knowing he's going to be out there playing his guts out all 82 games plus the playoffs. He doesn't miss time. Where's some wood I can knock on? There's got to be a stud back here in this drywall somewhere. So if he gets hurt, please don't send me any hate mail. Sports Illustrated post about it first. I'm just the middleman here. Not my fault, but I just had to highlight how impressive he has been. But getting back to the Giannis trade, I really don't think that, it stinks that they don't have as many picks, but what they do have is players to offer. To match the salary in this contract, they're going to have to give back some good players anyways. They can't just trade 6 first-round picks and take on Giannis and be $80 million over the salary cap. It doesn't work like that. A big part of a Knicks-Bucks trade is always going to be sending players back. And if I'm the Bucks, you see all these trades with all these crazy picks, but if I'm the Bucks, I don't want 5 first-round picks from a team who's going to be a top 5 team in the NBA for that entire stretch of time. If Giannis goes to the Knicks, they're competing for the finals every year he's there. These are all just going to be darts you're throwing, hoping that they land somewhere, and not actually good, relevant picks. If I'm the Bucks, I am trying to get one of these quality players or 2 from the Knicks, and then trying to rebuild with, what we have as a team, a couple first-round picks, and then who you get from the Knicks. One trade idea I saw recently that, If the Bucks would do this trade, take it in a heartbeat and laugh all the way home. This is another Sports Illustrated article. They said the Bucks get Karl Anthony Towns, Pacome Daddier, 3 first-round pick swaps, and 7 second-round picks for Giannis. I don't think there's a chance that the Bucks would do that, truthfully, because these pick swaps, then there's a good chance, at least for sure for 2028, likely even the other two, that they're not going to swap those picks because the Knicks are going to be the better team. But then second-round picks really aren't anything. But obviously the big part of that trade is Karl Anthony Towns. And he's a big-time player that they could build around. And you see like the Luka trade last year. That was a ridiculous trade. So maybe that sets a precedent for more of these trades to follow. But to me, a more likely trade would be to give up Karl Anthony Towns plus one of either Bridges or Anunoby. Obviously, it'd be great to keep both. Maybe give him Mitchell Robinson instead. Maybe Josh Hart. Maybe you can convince him with like a Pacome Daddier, a Tyler Kolek, one of these other young guys, Jordan Clarkson, somebody to bring off the bench. There's a lot of options available, but the point is, if the Knicks roll out with a roster of Jalen Brunson, Giannis, and then either Mikal Bridges or OG Anunoby, this is the best lineup in the East. And then we finally seen with the Knicks, like they have the depth now to go along with these elite starters. So like even if you only have that big, like we'll just say they trade Mikal Bridges and Karl Anthony Towns, and that's how they get Giannis. If you're rolling out Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, Giannis, Mitchell Robinson, and then you still have like Tyler Kolek, Landry Shamet, Gershon Yabusele. Like this is a elite team and this is a deep team, and they could withstand losing 2 players like that. And I know a lot of you are like, let's just roll with what we have going, and I get that. I love this team. I think they truly are the best team in the East. But you look at that Thunder team sitting there 19-1, and it's hard to feel like this current Knicks team is at that level. But either way, I think time is ticking for Giannis in Milwaukee. Like, you just look at this schedule. Like, so they're sitting here. I'll zoom in on the standings a little more quick. They are 8-12, not even in the play-in tournament right now. Already falling out of the top of the standings. And then you look at this schedule, like, yeah, they'll have a couple easy ones here. But then the Detroit, who's red hot in 2 out of 3 games with Philly and Boston. And then coming into January, pre-trade deadline, you got at Sacramento, at Golden State, at the Lakers, at the Nuggets, the Timberwolves, at the Spurs, at the Hawks, OKC, the Nuggets again. Like, they have an absolute gauntlet of a January schedule, and this team is going to be below 500 coming up to the trade deadline, and the Knicks have to be ready to pounce. Like I said, I think this current team is good enough to win the East. I think if they're healthy, they will win the East. They got to keep pushing in the regular season because they are 9-1 at the Garden right now. Nobody is going to want to play best of 7 with 4 of those games at the Garden with the way the Knicks are playing there. But you just look at that Thunder team sitting there 19-1, and it's like, man, how much better of a chance would the Knicks have if they have Giannis in that series to guard Chet and to pair with Brunson? So I'm rooting for that move. You guys let me know what you think, and then don't forget, just like and subscribe on the way out.